Okay, I just want to right now go over my journey of my different Xboxes that I've used. First, before you watch this, it might make sense to watch my video on getting into Guitar Hero Xbox 360 hardware. This basically will explain to you the differences between the different consoles, and it'll also show you, if you're interested yourself in getting into console Guitar Hero on Xbox 360 specifically, what you should be looking for. I think the first 10 minutes go over the consoles. The rest of it, for the most part, is on controllers. It's unnecessarily long controllers, but that's kind of how I am. I'm one cut. So, back in 2015, I was in a programming class. It was a first-year programming class, and you could choose different programming languages to learn, and you would be grouped in a group with learning that same programming language. And at the end of the year, you could certify that programming language. But you could also certify other programming languages because they were all very similar to each other. As a matter of fact, the tests were all near identical. And you could, the teacher said, hey, there are 5 languages you can certify in. He's only teaching 4. He didn't teach Visual Basic. You can certify in Visual Basic, C++, C#, Python, and Java. And I had kind of just gotten back into Guitar Hero because he let us also have like a game day at the beginning, in the middle of the semester, and at the end of the year. Sorry, at the semester end and at the end of the year. And it was, I'd always play Guitar Hero, and I was really good at it. And I remember I'd been playing it on the Wii for a bit, I think. But I wanted to move back to the 360, and mostly so that I could play Guitar Hero 2, I think. I don't remember the exact. I wanted to switch to 360. So I did. And it was fine switching. But anyways, back to the thing. He said, if you can certify in all 5 languages, I'll give you, the first one to do it, I'll give you a $100 gift card. Visa gift card. I won. There was one other student going after it, and he ended up doing it like a day after me, or maybe it was a week. His last one was like a week after because he already knew he had lost. And with that $100, I bought an Xbox 360 Slim. If you've watched the last video, you might think, uh-oh, I hear he told me this, but he got the wrong one. He got one that doesn't play Guitar Hero well, has some issues. And that's true, I did. Basically, throughout my entire time having that, so 2015, like summer 2015, that's about when I did this, all the way till yesterday, I was using that Xbox for Guitar Hero. And it was, it wasn't good, but it was what I had, and I put up with it. Excuse me. It was terrible. Basically, I'd have to pause the game every few minutes, because I'm pretty sure, at least on like Warriors of Rock, if you pause more than like a certain amount of times, you don't get on the leaderboard. So you had to be kind of smart with your pausing on, okay, is this still playable without pausing? Like, can I FC this without pausing? And usually you can get away with like 2 to 3 pauses on long songs. But you don't want to, of course. It's not pleasant. That's my point. It's not pleasant. So, yes, 2 days ago, so not yesterday, the day before, I called around. I said, okay, I'm done with this. I'm on my winter break and I'm getting back into playing again because I have time. And I call around, and this one store says that they have 360. So like, okay, can I? And what's weird, they said they had an original, and they said he said he had all three versions, which turned out he had two originals, a slim and an E. I think one of the originals was, I think only one of the originals was an elite. So I said, hey, this is weird. My preference is a slim, but would it be possible for me to play test, like bring a guitar and a game over and play on it to test to see if it works? And the guy said, sure, I don't really care. I mean, you can do that. So I did. I went to the store and I brought Guitar Hero 5 and my demo Les Paul. My demo Les Paul's had some problems lately, but it's not going to affect the I just need to be able to play through a song and see if there's desync. And I don't even need amazing calibration. I just need like approximate calibration. So I brought Guitar Hero 5 for two reasons. One, all the songs come unlocked by default, so I don't need to enter a cheat code for that. Turns out hyperspeed is, but I didn't realize that at the time as well. So you don't have to enter a cheat for hyperspeed. It also has some pretty long songs. I was thinking, first one that came to my mind was Do You Feel Like We Do, which is the longest song in the series. And I think it also has like 21st Century Schizoid Man, which is long too. And that's the one I ended up playing. I play tested it on the E, which is newer than the Slim. And I thought, my hunch was, so I'd seen the Reddit post that I linked in the last video. I'll also link it down here. But I'd seen a lot of this information, but I hadn't read through the comments, and the original post doesn't mention the E. I didn't even know that I thought that was just another Slim. So I had no idea. The guy's like, yeah, no, it came out definitely after 2011. And so I said, okay, well, I'll try it, but I don't think it's going to work because I think it'd be weird for them to revert back to an old sound card, or if they were to upgrade it for it to be a compatible one at that point. So I tried it out, and it worked. I thought, that's strange. It worked. But my preference is a Slim, or something that's smaller and like not going to Red Ring of Death on me, something newer. It also works, so I'll take it. This was had a price tag of $109 on it with a controller. The guy took $25 off for not having the controller. So with taxes, I think it was like 90 something. And I had just gotten like an extra gift card, so it doesn't matter that I did that, but I was able to justify that cost for it, supposing it worked. So I did this like right after they opened, so I made it home, and I spent most of the rest of the day transferring my data from my old 360 to this new 360 to the E. And the first thing I think is, well, now I can play Guitar Hero Metallica without problems, because Guitar Hero Metallica I hadn't been playing due to the fact that the songs are all so long and you have to pause, and it's annoying. And something like Turn the Page, I always miss because I get some kind of desync and so like that. And Turn the Page is an easy song, but I can't FC it on my other Xbox because I have to keep pausing, and it's frustrating because I don't know when to pause, and there aren't really great places. And I think it's rather long too. Anyway, so I booted up, and I said, I'll play Master Puppets because I was really close on that. I think I've got like a -1 or something. So I'll try it. It's all about if I can FC the tap notes. boot it up, and I start thinking, I'm playing. Sorry, my computer screen went off. I'm playing and I'm thinking, okay, it seems weird, but right now, but it's probably working. Like, I think it's working. No, it wasn't working. For whatever reason, Guitar Hero 5 works on the E, which is weird, but it does. So I put Guitar Hero 5 back in. So I'm like, did it just work at the store? Is it because it's been on for a while? Like, what's the real issue going on right here? Do I have another problematic Xbox? Put Guitar Hero 5 in, played the same song that I played in the store, 21st Century Schizoid Man. Worked fine. No clue why. I still don't know why. So I transfer all my data back to a flash drive because I'm gonna figure something out. The next morning, I call the guy. Well, I bring it in because I'm like, I'm gonna at least try to get rid of it. And I realize this is a used store, and anyone who runs into a problem like this needs to take this consideration. A used store, if you're buying used product from a used store like this, and it's not like a GameStop or something, they're probably not going to take it back for full price. That's just how it is, and it said so on the receipt. It says there's not even a guarantee they'll buy it back on the receipt. So I thought I'll try to get them to buy it back. I think that they probably will. The guy was pretty cool about everything, so I'll see if he'll buy it back at best. But I'll also bring in some Guitar Hero controllers that I have that I know work, but I don't think I'll ever need. Or if I do, it'll be long enough down the line that I'll be able to find another one by then. So I brought in an original GH1 SG and the Target exclusive SG, and a Wii guitar that I bought thinking that I would try to get a Raffnet, and then realizing it's not my thing. So I brought those three in to help kind of subsidize my losses with this. But apparently, the guy just decided, you know what, I feel really bad for you. You came in, you tried it out, you called in, and it just didn't work, and that doesn't make any, it shouldn't have been like that. So I'll just swap them out for you to this Elite original. Well, the Elite, which I know for sure will work, and it was the only one he had left at the day, because I guess he had sold them all the day before. The Elite was actually like $10 cheaper, and he says, so I'll give you $10 back on your card. I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, I feel bad, whatever. So he switches them out, and he buys the guitars back, which helped me justify the cost a lot more, because I think he gave me for those 3 guitars $31. He ended up marking them up significantly more from what I paid for. Do I regret it? No, not at all. I actually found out, I've got a buttload of broken strum bars. The dude says, yeah, I'll actually buy back your broken 360 ones if it's just like the strum switches, because he can send it to someone to fix it, and then he can mark it up a lot. Which, for me, it's a win, because I'm not going to replace these drum switches. It's easier for me just to go to a thrift store and buy a new one. But also, I've got these 2 boxes of broken strum switch guitars. So I'm like, yeah, cool, I'll bring them in. I haven't brought them in yet. I need to test them. That's what I'm doing after this. But anyway, I'm excited. Got an Xbox that should work. I go home, I transfer my data. It's already on a flash drive, so it didn't take as long. And the transfer speed was a lot faster too, actually. Red rings on me. After it does the initial updates, but it kind of just fixed itself after. It was kind of weird. Then after I booted up to play Guitar Hero Metallica, and because that's my go-to test. I played Master Puppets. It was fine, and then I played. I think it was The Boys Are Back in Town, and no, sorry. I booted it up, the game up, and actually, on the loading screen, it froze. So I turned it off, turned it back on. It was rendering. Crap. I was able to get it to get out of that, and then I booted up again. I was able to play Master Puppets, then The Boys Are Back in Town. The Boys Are Back in Town, I FC'd actually, going to the stats screen to show the numbers, like what I've been doing. The streak is the same as the total number of notes, and it crashes on that. So my game doesn't recognize that I got the FC, which isn't a big deal. It's an easy FC. But that was frustrating. I turn it off, turn it back on, and it's red ring with the 3 rings, which is a hardware failure. Previously had been for the full circle, which has to do with the output, and I thought, that's weird that it has to do with the output, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. It also said it can be something corrupted. And, excuse me. Anyways, I was able to like wait a little bit, boot it up again, but I couldn't do anything useful with that. So I called back and I said, "Hey, do you guys do Red Ring of Death repairs?" And the guy says, "No." And I said, "Oh, do you know anyone that does? This is the guy that did the Guitar Hero stuff, or whatever." He's like, "Oh, wait, the one you just bought? Okay, well, I'll take it in and we'll fix it, because the one you bought should not have done this. It's an Elite. The guy didn't think it was possible for it to do that. Yes, the Elites can Red Ring of Death, the early ones, not the Jasper. Well, the Jasper ones can, but they're uncommon too." So I take it in. That's when I see, oh, the guy's already got the guitars up, marked up. I sold the SGs at 8. They are now at 30. And I sold the Wii at 15, and that was a 45. So I feel bad for them to buy them at that price. At the same time, what am I gonna do with it? I know what I have. I sold them for a low amount, yeah, but compared to what he's selling them, but it's more than what I paid for them. The Wii one I paid 99 cents for, so that's 4,500% more. Yeah, but yeah, so it happened. Come back, I get a call around the middle of the day today. The guy's like, "Hey, got your Xbox fixed." It was actually a different guy this time. I come in, and it's like, "Yeah, I just basically swapped out all the internals with another internal." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." So I asked him what kind. He's like, "Oh, this is something from 2009, which is good, because before, I don't think it was a Jasper, but these internals are Jasper internals." He also switched the power supply to the correct one for the Jasper, because it's a different power supply. So I came back and it's working now. And now you've wasted 19 minutes of me explaining my troubles and frustration acquiring the correct Xbox. Yeah, it's a pain. But if you get a Jasper the first time, you're good to go.